All right, so we're on Insight 72. So first I'll read it, and then I explain it. Focus. Now this one explains about more in detail about this being state, right? Focus on the pleasure that comes from simply being, from simply existing. Focus on the pleasure of truly experiencing yourself through the infinite varied possibilities of expressions available to you. You are able to express the pleasure of union, togetherness, and true unconditional love. Unconditional love is not dependent on the conditions of marriage. You do not have to be married or in a state of steady relationship to feel the love. That love is not dependent on the conditions of a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. That love is not dependent on the confines of sight, touch, and sound. Unconditional love can be felt even when the person is far away, apart, or deceased. This love will be explained in detail in my upcoming book. Feel the pleasure of knowing what you can be, what you can do, create, express, and experience the whole world out there and more. Quench your thirst with the heavenly pleasures. In this way, you bypass the fixations to chaotic, uneasy, temporary, limited, and confining earthly pleasure. So I'll read a little bit and explain it sentence by sentence, pretty much. So focus on the pleasures that come simply from being, from simply existing. Focus on the pleasure of truly experiencing yourself through the infinite variety or varied possibilities of expression available to you. So, your ability to express yourself in innumerable ways, meaning many, many ways, you are able to express yourself. These possibilities of you doing this, or doing that, doing this. You can do this or not do it. Gives you pleasure. I came to understand this through one of my how do you say? I was freed from the earth once, and this is what I experienced, and I understood this. So that's why I'm sharing it with you, and hopefully you will understand also. Your ability, your freedom to be involved in so many activities. You can be involved or not involved. Because of your freedom and the possibilities, you experience bliss, you experience happiness, you experience pleasure, much pleasure. The possibilities are endless, and the opportunities are endless available to you, and you're able to take any of them and get involved or not. It's up to you. Both ways. This is, you have freedom, see? You're able to express, also one of the expressions are union, truth, togetherness, true unconditional love. So you meet people, and everyday people, you can interact in a loving way, in a positive way, in an educational way. You may look into interact compassionately. You may interact listening and observing and seeing and learning. It's a very live interaction. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. The possibilities of interacting with every person you meet, you're able to make this and provide for this experience to be a positive one, pleasurable one for yourself and the other person, and for the world at large, benefiting everyone. this part where I mentioned unconditional love is not dependent on the conditions of marriage. And giving you a little hint into the next book. I did this because I was not sure if I was going to remain on Earth. And so I was not sure if my second book would have come out. So I put some of the stuff that is meant to be the second book here in very brief format. Hopefully someone will be able to use some of the information of this to figure out what I would have said. Now I'm looking to make my second book, so that will come out. But have not yet begun to really go into writing my second book. Okay, so unconditional love, is not dependent on conditions of marriage. Often you see people who are married, they divorce, and now they often people do not show any kind of compassion and love for each other. They're often quite enemies. What happened to their love then? Same with boyfriend-girlfriend relationships. You're a boyfriend or girlfriend with somebody, and then when you're not a boyfriend-girlfriend, then where is your love? And you claim to have loved them quite deeply. So unconditional love is a love that surpasses any kind of marriage condition, boyfriend-girlfriend condition, any kind of condition, including distance, how far away you're from them, whether you see them or not, or hear them or not. You're able to feel them or not. So I'm saying for you to become aware of these, the pleasure of existence, which is quite phenomenal. And this way, you may be able to not have sexual influences take over so much, because you're experiencing pleasure from other aspects of life as well. Basically, physical sexual pleasure is very limited and confining and restricted and temporary, and so hopefully you come to see that there are other pleasures that are everlasting and they don't go away one minute to the next, but you can, as long as you're conscious of them, you can experience their pleasure. Have in mind, of course, the sexual pleasure that we're talking about, even though I say physical, what is really involved, as you know by now, is both mind and the body.